Right then, welcome to Mr. Nailbrains' next review here of this game you've probably heard a lot about, Valheim, which a lot of people, I'm sure, have been talking about. It's all the rage. Now, I'm going to start off by saying this is not the map that I normally would play on, just my solo map. And that's because I am in a group of about 7 people who are all building on one map. So, when I first saw this game, I thought to myself, I don't want to play this. And my buddies continued to keep playing this online. And over the course of a couple days, I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to give this game a try. So let's go ahead and start off with a couple things here. This game is a lot about crafting. You're going to craft a lot of things. So if you like to craft in games, then this is a really good game for you. This is just pretty much to start. Crafting, crafting tables, buildings, lots of choices here, and this isn't the end. There's also stone, stone works, etc. like that, and then furnitures you can place and you unlock as you go through the different biomes in this game. This is about into the third biome of crafting for the furnitures, crafting, etc. because we have killed things that are called bosses in this game. And there are 5 as far as I know. We personally have only killed 2 of the 5, and it's taken us about 30 hours, and I'm sure that other people have probably done that quicker than others, but we're taking our time. There's a lot of us. We had to gear up 7 people in bronze just to even defeat this guy called the Elder, which is the second boss. So yeah, it's taken a little bit longer. Now, in here, with my humble little storage area that I'm just using to store crap that I don't want my buddies taking from me, there's this thing called a workbench. And there's a lot of different things you can craft here. Deer hide, capes, troll hides, etc. And in order to upgrade these things, you go over to these other crafting buildings and you would place a chopping block or tanning rack, that's for leather, but it adds a forge, anvils, this kind of, and when you put this stuff down, this upgrades what you can make on the workbench. So it's pretty nice. I'd say that the building is very intuitive in this. You can either place things how you want to, or you can build off of other things. Like if I wanted to build a wall, say here, you could either lock it into place there, or I could try to do this and then put it there instead of locking it in place. And you can turn them around, etc. And in order to, this is a nice feature, is when you destroy things in this game, you just press down on your little scroll wheel, boom, it's gone. You get every single piece of material back that you had. It's a pretty fun game. The graphics, it's kind of funny. They're both good and bad, but take into mind that this game is actually a 1 gigabyte game. This is actually amazing to me that this game is literally 1 gigabyte because, let's go ahead and look at the map here. This is just on my personal solo map. I've barely explored anything. And this is all procedurally generated as well. That's a huge selling point, is no map is the same. They're all procedurally generated. And it kind of reminds me of Diablo 2 a little bit, like the draw of it. So every time you start, and oh hey, this is a whole new kind of map. Now, I will say this though. There are a few things that are kind of not so great about this game, because it is in early access. You're going to see some bugs. I've seen trees that I chopped down following me through the ground, and you can only get rid of that if you just, log out and come back in. The other thing is the difficulty really spikes, which actually is a good thing and a bad thing. But the first boss is super easy to kill. The second boss, you have to do a lot of farming to actually kill that second boss. And I don't even know about the third, but I have a feeling that based on one of the areas, which is the swamp area, which we've all been trying to venture into, if the third boss is anywhere near as hard as those areas, those biomes, oh god, no. We're gonna need a lot more gear just to even attempt it. And there are a lot of biomes in this game. A lot of people will enjoy how many there are, I'd say. I've seen a good amount. And there are some nice surprises, like when you're in the ocean. You'll have to figure that one out for yourself, because I'm not going to sit here and spoil the game. But when you go out into the ocean on your boats that you can make, you're definitely not going to want to be unarmed or at low health. Some other things. There's some good amount of physics in this game. And also there's certain things like when you build a chimney, which I don't have here to show you, but when you build a chimney, you actually have to let it vent. So here's a fire, right? Just a normal campfire. That smoke, if it was in a building here with like a roof over it, it would start to smother itself out with its own smoke. So you actually have to build vents that would like allow it to come out here and not go out. The rain also puts the fires out as well. And there are some cool weather effects here. I'd say that this game is definitely worth a try, and if you enjoy crafting games and playing with friends, or even just alone, this game is well worth your time. I've already put 30 hours into this game with friends. This maybe took me like 30 minutes, and I was sitting here kind of like just randomly looking at things as well. But you're going to see Viking villages pop up. You're going to build bridges over different, chasms. You're going to do so many things. You're going to build a moat, and you're going to build defenses, and you're going to fight giant monsters. Everything. It's great. The combat is great. So let's end with that. I'll just go ahead and show you. Kind of reminds me of this is something I almost forgot to say. So right over here this is the skill tree, and this reminds me a lot of Oblivion or no, maybe not Oblivion, more like Skyrim, where every time you use something like unarmed, or you run or jump, etc., wood cutting, every time you do one of these actions, it starts building it up even more. So then you get better and better at doing these things. And there are some things that aren't pictured here because we haven't killed the third boss, but you get something called masonry, which is for building stone, etc., like that. And they did a really good job with this. Feels a lot like Skyrim, especially in the combat. I've got a bronze sword, so these things are probably going to die real quick. But when you start out, they do not die that easily. So we're going to go ahead and see what's up. Buy this game. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's $20. And I think within the first few hours, even if you don't like it, you'll realize, I don't think you won't like this game. It's a great game. So this is Mr. Nailbrains' kind of quick review here, just a little overview of what you can do, and you're going to figure out a lot of things. It's a good game. Buy it. And that's it. Have a good one, guys.